Mhm.
Hello, everyone. We're Ruben and Veronica with Red Alpha Custom Prints for another special episode of Red Alpha Mugshot Monday. These are starting to get fun. Um, about twice a month, my wife and I we go and visit our kids, those in Austin and in Lubbock. Our grandsons in Lubbock as well, and so whenever we do that, we like to come back and just kind of share some of the things that we experienced while we were there, some behind the scenes, um, content or behind the scene things that we experience or that we discuss, things that you don't, I guess on this side of the product, most of our customers know us, depending on what the transaction is, so if you come to us for banners, we're your banner guy, or if we wrap your vehicles, we're your vehicle wrap guy, but
Mhm.
what we like to do is do a behind the scenes episodes, so that you can see that behind all of that stuff, we're just two normal people, and we live a normal life, and we like to eat food, we like to experience things, we like to spend time with our children and our grandson and our soon to be other grandson that's on his
Mhm.
way, and those are the things that we want to share. Every day pretty much we're promoting our business, and every now and then we like to just promote some of the other things that mean a lot to us. Did you want to start us off? It was a
Well, yeah, the
special one, huh?
special. So you can start off because it
Oh,
was Father's Day
okay.
weekend.
So
Mhm.
so this is a special edition. It was Father's Day this past weekend, and so it's always a good time whenever you can spend time, as a father, spend time with your kids. Our kids are all adult kids, and so from a father's perspective, it's really cool to be able to hang out with my kids. We're
Mhm.
having adult conversations. We're having, like grown. We're talking about grown up stuff, you know,
Mhm.
and it's really really cool to be able to see how our kids are maturing, and they're becoming, I mean, just awesome young adults, and all our kids are, the majority of them are in their 30s, late 20s, and
Early
early
30s.
30s, right?
Mhm.
And so now it's getting married, it's buying houses, it's
Having
having
kids.
kids, and promotions, and in their jobs, and all of that stuff. And so it's they're always going to need dad, and they're always going to need mom. And so just kind of, it's important for us to make sure that we're present, and that we're always available for any advice, or just to have some conversations with them. And so, but on top of Father's Day, this is a rare, Saturday the 14th. It's every 7 years, I guess. Every 7 years, no,
Oh,
it falls on Father's Day.
oh, well, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Every
it's not
seven
it's not
years.
it's not it's not once a year that you'll have a Father's Day weekend and Saturday the 14th.
Yeah.
And so this is a rare one, and so we
Mhm.
we got to celebrate Saturday the 14th out there with our children, and as you guys know, the Saturday the 14th started out a couple of years, when my wife and I were just kind of looking at old movies, and I asked her if she's ever watched that old movie Saturday the 14th, and she hadn't, and so from
Which
there
I was surprised because it's an 80s. I mean, it's an 80s movie.
Mhm.
It's corny, and I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, yeah, and we're two of the corniest people that you'll ever meet. I mean, if it's corny, we laugh at it. We make a big deal out of it, and so it just started out watching the movie, and then I was like, well, why don't it's Saturday the 14th here in a couple of months? Let's watch the movie again. Let's make a movie night out of it. So we'd get candy and popcorn and watch the movie, and
Hmm.
and you know, and so now we get to just go and celebrate with our children. Just at least let them know. So, but this weekend we had a special uh, Saturday the 14th Father's Day edition T-shirt, and we're gonna make sure to put that up on our website, and on our Etsy. It's one that's going to be like a collector's edition because, like I said, it's only once every 7 years that you can celebrate Saturday the 14th on Father's Day weekend. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty cool. It's an original design from Red Alpha. So it'll be categorized under our Red Alpha Originals, and hope everybody buys it. Right. So it's brought to you by Saturday the 14th and Red Alpha Originals. So we went out to Pflugerville, and I say Austin because it's one of those things. Whenever I don't know, it's like if you're going to Dallas, you may not be going to Dallas. You might be going to Arlington or
All the
all the smaller
many
cities.
many cities
Yeah,
around there.
and so I do that with Austin. We used to live in Austin, but all our kids they're in Pflugerville and in Round Rock,
Mm-hmm.
and used to be Georgetown. And so, staying true to our mugshot, we went and we grabbed ourselves a mugshot. This one is in the Georgetown,
Uh-huh.
downtown Georgetown, and so I grabbed this one right here. It was from a place called
Prima Dora.
Prima Dora, and it's cool because we went looking for coffee mugs. Right,
Mm-hmm.
that was our deal. And then this so I said, we're gonna have to get a coffee mug for Mugshot Monday. And then I said, you know what we should do? We should go find a farmer's market. And so, we found one, a smaller one that was in the shopping center, but then we just so happened to stumble across the one that was in downtown Georgetown, which was pretty cool. And so we came across some cool stuff there. Um, and and so we came across something that's important to my wife, right? So you could talk about the whichever one, but let them know what we
So
stumbled
this is my Mugshot
on.
Monday cup that I found in Georgetown, and we just happened to stumble upon the Daytripper World Headquarters, is what it's called.
Hmm.
We parked like a street over from the main downtown because they had some closures and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna park over here. That way, we're not in. Whenever we're trying to leave, I didn't want to deal with any like traffic, but. So we parked and we went up this street. It was 8th Street downtown, and I saw the Daytripper, their decal on the window, and
Hmm.
I was like, "What is this? I want to go in there." And sure enough, it was their headquarters. So we go in there, and the lady behind the counter, she explains to us that that's where their offices are, their production studio is, their
Hmm.
podcast studio. They change all their costumes and everything. I mean, it's there, right there, smack
Hmm.
in the middle of Georgetown, which I didn't know. I think I might have heard it whenever watching the show
Yeah.
Georgetown, but I just didn't even think about it. But the Day Tripper, if for y'all that don't know, it's a show that from Chet Garner. He's got his crew. They travel to various cities in Texas, and they talk about their food, what's the best food, what are they known for, their
Hmm.
history, and places to see. And I was interested in that, just learning about the history of cities, but also just like where to go. And so I've been watching that show since about 2012. Every Saturday morning, PBS, when we had cable, it comes out at 10 in the morning. I would wake up before 10 and start getting breakfast ready so that we can sit down and watch the Day Tripper while eating breakfast. But
Hmm.
uh, now we don't have cable. We everything's streaming, but I haven't kept up with all the shows, the latest shows. But this was a real treat for me because the lady, I guess she might have seen how my face lit up. I was
How excited you
I
were.
was starstruck without even the star being there.
Hmm.
And she opened one of the doors from behind the counter. She's like, well, this is where our offices are, and that's where I sit. And on the other side, Chet Garner, which he's the host, sits on the other side. There's Emmys on the shelf on one
They
side.
won like 15 of them, right?
Yeah,
15.
about 8 or something like that. They were nominated for 8, and they've won about 8. They've been on the air for 15 years.
Oh, okay.
So I saw the Emmys. I was like, wow, that's incredible. I was just so like, it was just the coolest thing ever. And so then she goes, we can't let you go back there, but you can just see. And I was all looking, and then on the counter they actually had an Emmy, and she goes, there's one right there, and I was like, oh, and I started to reach for it, and I said, is it okay if I touch it? Oh yeah, go ahead, touch it and
Mm-hmm.
hold it and take a picture if you want.
Yeah, she took a
and
picture of
uh
us.
and I was like, oh yeah. So she told, she took a picture of us with their logo in the back, and me holding the Emmy. I was just like, it was the most coolest
Smiling
thing
ear to ear.
ever for me. And we got a couple of shirts.
Yeah. This
But
is one of his taglines right
that's
here,
one of
right?
his outros. Whenever he wraps up a show, he says, vaya con Dios, amigos.
Yeah, and he says it just like that.
Like that. And then this one is just,
Keep on
keep on
tripping, y'all.
tripping.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool because something that we shared on Saturdays, and I'm sure I haven't had a conversation with anybody who knew about the show.
Mm-hmm.
None of our family or friends or anything like that. But those are the kind of things that we get into. Because like when they came here to Abilene, they went to like Perini's
They
and
went to Perini's. They went to Vlita's. It's a candy shop, chocolate shop here downtown. And uh, there was another restaurant that's not here anymore. It's not open anymore because they came here about 10 years ago.
10 years
So
ago. Yeah.
it was the newest restaurant downtown
Yeah.
that had opened. But it was so cool, just watching Abilene on the big screen, not the big screen, on TV. They've done Del
On
Rio
PBS.
on PBS. Yeah, they've done Del Rio. I've seen the Del Rio episode. Arlington. They've done
Yeah.
Austin. All the different sections, because Austin's not just Austin. It's like the South Side, North Side, and all the
Yeah.
different sides.
Yeah.
And uh,
Well, they started in Austin, right?
they start, yeah, because they're from Georgetown, and so they started doing episodes just in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just the coolest thing ever. And it was a cool surprise because we weren't going there for that, so it was unexpected.
Yeah, we just wanted to find
A
like
mug.
a mug, but a farmer's market because I was looking for some fruit. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to find some fruit, and so the first one that we went to, it was a small place and like right in the
Round Rock,
shop in
and it,
Round Rock in
it
the
was a
shopping
shopping
center,
center. Yeah.
and so there was several vendors that were there,
Mm-hmm.
all different types of products and services. One of them was actually this one right here. What's it called?
It's
The
called La Vida Flor
La Vida Flor, and
Wellness
so
Center. Mm-hmm.
wellness center, and so it's made right there in the Round Rock area, I
Yeah,
guess, right?
it's homemade, and I don't know if it's homemade, but it's
Yeah, I think
they
they
make
said that
it.
their mom made it,
They
right?
they
So
make it.
yeah, smells really good.
Yeah, so this one,
I was ashy, so I was like, I need some lotion.
and I forgot to bring our lotion, so he was like, I want to get some. So this one, for example, it's got colloidal, oatmeal, butter, cocoa butter, ar- argan oil, castor oils,
Hmm.
rosenip oil, um, just a lot of natural ingredients: coconut oil, vitamin E, water, essential oils for the fragrance. So
Hmm.
it's natural. And so that's one of the things that kind of stood out. And
Yep,
it does moisturize and
feels good. Yep,
feels
yep.
good on your hands.
So
So
this is not a paid advertisement for them, but we
no.
just happened to stumble across it and want to give everybody a shout out that we come across, and so that was the first one. We even this one vendor, he was selling beef jerky, but he was
Uh-huh.
making that out of chuck,
Yeah.
and I'm not a big beef jerky person. It all seems to like be close. It tastes the same,
Hmm.
but that chuck tasted good. I
Yes,
thought
it
I was
was
eating
very
like
tasty.
I don't know what I was. It was like some steak or something. It
Yeah,
tasted really good.
it wasn't dry, or
Right, right.
it was nice. It was
Y- Yeah, it's good
moist.
flavor.
I didn't want to say moist, but it was.
So yeah, it was good. It was good, and so from there, and then we were. So we feel kind of weird going up to a booth and not buying anything, like just looking
Yeah,
and
just
talking,
looking.
and the vendors are probably like, you know, man, I spent 10 minutes talking to you, and you
And
didn't
then
even
you
buy
didn't buy
anything.
anything.
And so we went to this one. It was right there on the corner, and there was a guy that made stuff out of wood, cutting boards and different stuff, and we are just sitting there looking because it's cool. I want to look at it, but we weren't gonna buy anything, and I was like,
Well,
well,
no,
look here,
because
this
then
thing is
you,
like $10.
yeah, then you say, "Did you see anything?" And I'm like, and
So I
then
put it on
he
her.
threw it on to me. I was like, "Well, there was cutting board, so like, maybe he was looking at me like, there's a cutting board, ma'am, so you can do your kitchen duties." And so I wasn't gonna get a cutting board, but I just looking at maybe the least expensive thing that was there, and it was some coasters that he had that were
About
there.
reading.
It was about reading, and it was only $10. I'm like, okay, I'll take this, and then so we bought that, and then another one that I did buy something that I wanted is a elderberry syrup.
Hmm.
A lady that does that from on her own, and so we got that, and then this other vendor is called the Knotted. I wanted to make sure the Knotted Kitchen. They make sourdough bread, and all those breads that are not that are healthy for you, I guess. They don't have that many ingredients, but I did get a cinnamon roll. I didn't get the healthy bread. I got a cinnamon roll, which was
What's
delicious.
the weekend? No one's going out of town on Father's Day to be healthy, right? It's
Yes.
like Monday through Friday, okay, or Monday through Thursday, but on the weekends,
Yeah.
man, we
So
got
I
to
got
eat.
I got a cinnamon roll. So La Vida Flor Wellness Center, Woodwork by Dennis is where we got the coasters, and then the Knotted Kitchen, the Round Rock. It's called Farmer George Farmers Market. It's in Round Rock at
Mhm.
the Rock Creek Plaza. If anybody wants to check that out, they
Yeah,
do that on the weekends.
yeah, and I thought it was kind of cool because for the longest we've been that vendor market type setup, it's starting to catch on over here in Abilene.
Mm-hmm,
And so a few of our friends are putting together events. This past weekend, our friends at Cool Cats Liquor, they had an event right there at their location. It was
it's
like a
a car show
yeah, it
with
was kind
a.
of a their grand opening car show vendor market thing, and they had food trucks and all of that. And so I've been talking about that for a little bit, where I wanted to set up a booth that, so just kind of be a part of the community, that has been so good to us.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of people know us, and so it's not really for like to promote our business, per se, but to just kind of be around people.
Mm-hmm.
Our business is primarily online, so
Yeah.
if they're not coming to us from I would say more social media, all of our business mainly comes from social media, but then it's repeat customers and referrals. But we don't really see the customer until it's
They pick
they
up.
pick up, or if we got to measure their vehicle or an install, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so it gets kind of lonely because we don't have
Yeah, we don't
walk-in
have
traffic.
walk-in customers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is nice. Don't get me wrong, but these vendor markets seem to be a good way for us to just go out and just hand out some cards or some free stickers or something,
Mm-hmm.
just to connect with people. Because that's one reason why I make these videos, because I think that it's one way that we can connect with people, whether they're our customers or not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you might see something about us that attracts you, and say, you know what, I could do business with those people.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, if you can't have a cup of coffee with the person who's printing your shirts, do you really want to do business with them? And so
Or talk about some
a
shows like the
show.
Daytripper.
Oh yeah, speaking of shows, so we showed up on Friday, right? We showed up on Friday, and so we had to shut down early because our kids were all going. They had 6 o'clock uh, for the 6 o'clock show for the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie,
Mhm.
and so we already had planned it. Like when they told us, I said, okay, so we're gonna have to leave by noon, and so that didn't happen. We ended up leaving about 2:30, but we
Mhm.
made it on time to watch the show. It was like at 6:30 or 6:45. We had D box seats, and
Mhm.
that was like our first time being in D box seats, and so it was interesting. The movie was really good. They
It
did a
was a
real good
good
job
movie.
on that, and
No
so
spoiler
no
alerts.
spoilers.
I
It's
get.
about a boy who trains his dragon. If you haven't seen the cartoon, then because there's really, like, what's the limit? And when they say spoiler alerts,
Um,
I'm like, I personally think that like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Hold on,
hold on. 4
4 weeks.
weeks,
No,
maybe 5.
5 weeks. 2 weeks is probably long enough to where everybody should, if you're gonna watch it, then it's okay. Before then maybe not, but after that, it's like you're not gonna watch it. You're just waiting for it to come on video, and so I can't be held accountable to not give spoiler alerts. There has to be some sort of rules about
Yeah,
all this
that's why
stuff,
we.
right?
That's why you say spoiler alert,
Yeah,
and
so they
then
can turn it
look
off.
away or
Right.
mute us.
Right. But this one is a live action of something that's been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
So there's no spoilers here. But there was this one thing. So we're in our seats, and I got it cranked up to level 3. So
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling everything, and they're walking, and anything that happens, I'm feeling it. And there was this one part where it goes up into like the top of a cliff,
Mm.
and then it points down, and I was like, whoa. I felt for a moment there, I felt like I was going to fall off the cliff, and I was like, man, that was really cool. So the D box seats, we enjoyed it. Our kids, that's nostalgia for them because they remember as kids watching these shows, and then now they're doing the live action. It wasn't too long ago we were watching Lilo and Stitch,
Yeah, we
and
watched
then
it.
now How to Train Your Dragon. So looking forward to more live action. If it wasn't for Lilo and Stitch, we wouldn't be doing our own. So we're starting a new thing. I call it Red Alpha live action clips. And our first one was I call it the Boss Lady and the Tramp. And so it's our goofy version of Lady and the Tramp. And so if you guys haven't seen that, go check out our YouTube page. If you're watching this on YouTube, here on this YouTube page, Red Alpha Abilene, and check out some of our videos. We got some cool videos, and just behind the scenes. We call it behind the X's and O's of business. We got a series called The Adventures of the Alpha Reds. We are your Alpha Reds.
Mhm.
We got some showmates and some other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Some other stuff. And this right here, the Red Alpha Mugshot Monday Special Edition, is
Mhm.
kind of tying it all together. We're also doing food finds, right?
Yes.
So that market. But before we go into the food, so we did the market in Georgetown. That doesn't happen every weekend, right?
No, it's the second Saturday of the month. So what it's called Second Saturday Market Days, downtown Georgetown.
Yeah, and I think we need to talk a little bit more about that. So not only did we find
Oh
the
yeah.
Daytripper, right, but
Yes.
there was a bunch of vendors. I mean, there was a lot of
A
vendors.
lot of
I don't
vendors,
know, 50 maybe,
at least.
50, and I mean all different kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were walking around one street and go back, and then this section and this section, and then it was right downtown, so there was a lot of little like gift shops
Yeah, a lot
that
of
we were able to
stores
go
down
in through.
there.
One of them we just went through just to kind of cool down because it
Get
was
in there.
hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, so we were walking around. We got our Saturday. You had the original Saturday the 14th
Yeah,
T-shirt
Saturday the
that we
14th.
got, and I had the Dadurday the 14th. And what's really cool, every time that we go out there, people are noticing our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool to get noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they saw this one lady, she saw our shirt. She's like, "Hey, nice shirt. How often do you guys get to wear that?"
Uh-huh.
And so we said maybe twice a
Twice
year
a year.
if we're lucky. But this one with the Dadurday, I didn't even think about it. I just wanted to tie it into Father's Day, but I didn't realize that there won't be another one for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of like a collector's.
Mm-hmm.
That T-shirt design will be like a collector's thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the next one is on Valentine's Day,
Yeah, the
and so
next
we never
Saturday
even
the 14th is on Valentine's Day.
yeah. So we need to have like a collector's edition
Yeah.
because no one's going to wait till next Father's Day and next Valentine's Day. But be on the
Yeah.
lookout for a new Saturday the 14th design with a Valentine's Day theme
Theme.
to it. So we're going
Yeah.
to start working on the design, and we're definitely going to wear it. We're going to do something on Valentine's, and
Yeah.
it's kind
And
of
if you
so.
want to be cool like us, go out and look for that movie
Mhm.
Saturday the 14th, and that way you'll be in the loop.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome if you're into that kind of thing, right? So it's like a spoof of horror movies,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th and other horror movies. kind of like what is that? The one that's the parody of Scream.
The scary movies.
Scary, like the scary movies. Yeah, it's like something like that. It's like a parody or a spoof. But yeah, we kind of like it, and we watch it just as often as we can on Saturday the 14th. So there's that market. So we had a
Oh wait, I
go ahead,
have
go
to
ahead.
say something else. But the market in Georgetown, I pet a skunk. They had a vendor. It wasn't a vendor. It was just set up right. I think they rehab wildlife or something like that because they had a possum, a live possum, a skunk, and a box turtle is what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Just I didn't go inside their little booth, but there was this man that had a skunk and he was showing it to a kid and telling the kids, well, do you want to pet it? You can if you want. And I was walking by and I was like, there's a skunk right there. And Ruben was like, he wasn't very interested in it. And I was like,
Because it's a skunk.
it was a skunk, but I was like, I gotta go pet a skunk. When will I ever get a chance to pet a skunk? And so I went over there and I touched the skunk, and it's very coarse. The hair is very coarse, and so I got to pet a skunk.
Yeah, I was surprised at how calm it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that it might try to bite at you or something.
Oh,
So
I
I
didn't even
just,
think about that.
yeah, I was like, nah, probably rabies, and then like it might spray you. I was thinking all of that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even ask the man like, how did you tame it.
Yeah,
I did hear that he said that they found it when it was a baby, and I guess they rehabbed it, and so they were trying to let it go out into the wild, but it never left,
yeah,
and so they just took it in.
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard him say
But it is still a skunk. So I
that.
was like, none for me, please. I'll just watch her get sprayed, and I'll be like,
we'll just
we'll
see
be
all
talking
the
about it
we'll just see
with something on my nose.
all the skunks on the road on the way back.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So the
Never
only skunk
did.
that I ever knew was Pepe Le Pew, and he was all right for a cartoon, but
Yeah.
you know, real life, I don't know if I'd ever want one as a pet.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's getting all adventurous, petting wildlife and just talking to people and just being sociable. It's like one thing that you'll notice. It's been a while since I lived in Austin, but when you go out to those areas, and especially in these farmers markets, like everybody is just really cool and fun to be around. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, and I don't know if everybody's from there. There could be people that are, traveling like us,
Yeah,
but
that.
it's always a good vibe. It's a real good atmosphere, and
Yeah, I
you
did
know,
notice that, and I noticed that uh, uh, everybody that had a setup, they would lock eyes with you, like
hmm
they wouldn't just say, "Hi, how are you?" like earshot so that you can hear. It's like they're looking at you, smiling at you, and they're like, "Hi." I was
hmm
it was pretty cool, that there like Ruben said, the vibe is just the atmosphere is just very welcoming and like peaceful, like everybody's getting along, and uh at
yeah.
least there in that downtown
In
Georgetown.
that moment, and so we were there in Georgetown, but then across 20 miles down the road on I-35, they were rioting and protesting, right? And I actually wanted to go to the riot, not because we were
It
in
wasn't
like,
a riot, y'all, but it was a
it was a
protest.
protest. I call it a riot. So it was a protest. The No King. I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah,
No
me neither.
King's protest, and
Protest.
me as a king who serves the King of King.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't participate in that. It was a conflict of interest for me. But what I did want to do is I wanted to go just kind of be a fly on the wall. It's like kind of like Forrest Gump, just
Mm.
like sitting there and watching this person like, this is really important to you, huh? And then having you record me and I'm just like, you know, pick
In
up
the
a pit
background.
in the background and just be a part of it, and everybody has their reasons and everybody has their right to
Yeah, you have
protest,
the right to
and
do
uh,
that.
and so I definitely encourage that. It doesn't matter what I feel about it. I just couldn't participate because I'm not the protesting type. I've never even sent back my food at a restaurant.
Yeah.
If they make it wrong or if it wasn't good, I don't blast them on online. I don't give bad reviews. I don't do none of
He
that
doesn't
stuff.
even get in a bad mood because of it. It's just like he's happy to eat whatever they gave him.
Yeah, that it was somebody else's dish or whatever, or there was hair in it. I've never. I mean, come on. I just don't. I don't get grossed out. I just like.
No.
I'm just a good person. It's, imagine that. I'm just a
Imagine
good person trying to
that.
practice what I preach, y'all. And but it's like
Yeah.
so I would be really out of place being a protester, but I would those are things that are it's kind of interesting to me because it's like a almost like a social study, because there's people, either they're being provoked to protest, or they're somehow these people got so worked up, they're so passionate about that deal, that they feel like they have to go and protest. And if it wasn't for protests, we some of the the freedoms that we have, maybe we wouldn't have them right now. So
Hmm.
thank God for the people who care a little bit more than I do, because all I care about is taking care of me, taking care of my family, taking care of our business, and trying to be a good person to everybody that I come across to, and that's basically how I live my life. Um, you know, that's that.
That's
As
all
for
I'm gonna say about
as
that.
Forrest Gump says, that's all I'm going to say about that. Right. All right. So there was the market. So the Saturday the 14th has just become a tradition of ours, and so I'm trying to recruit my kids into it. It's like, but they're like, it's just not their thing.
Well, so one year, Keandra Chris came to visit us, and it was on Saturday the 14th. I don't think Peter was born yet.
Uh,
And we made them shirts, and we're like, you are going to wear these shirts with us. We're all going to wear the same shirt. It says Saturday the 14th. And we happened to have gone to HB that day. And all of us were wearing the shirt, and we were all in the checkout line. It's like all of us at the same time. And then what did you say
I
to the
forgot.
lady? Like, uh, like trying to recruit them into our cult.
Oh yeah. So would you like to join our cult today or something?
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like we were trying to recruit people like if we were a cult. Anyways, but so I think they had fun with it too.
Yeah.
But they haven't worn the shirts ever since. I
Yeah.
haven't seen them.
Never even heard them say anything about it, or happy Saturday the 14th, y'all.
Or like that. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a sign, babe.
It's a sign that I need to keep doing it. Yeah, I'm very happy with going against the grain. I'm I don't try to be like contrary, or I don't try to be different, or I think I just am, right. I don't. There's a lot of things that all the normal people like that I do too, right? But I tend to gravitate to something a little different. Like
Hmm.
even when I was listening to music, it's like the stuff that they play on the radio is cool, but have you heard this one? The deep tracks
Yeah, deep
on the other
tracks.
side. This is where it's at.
Hmm.
And so I was like that as a kid. It's like, okay, those are good, but these right here are the real good songs,
Hmm.
and the stuff that they don't play on the radio sometimes. So the same thing with the movies. Like one of my favorite movies is The Matrix, and now everybody's talking about it, but
Hmm.
it didn't get good reviews in the beginning. People thought that it was just crazy. They were talking about Keanu Reeves not doing a good job, and I almost fell for the critics, because the critics were like really bashing it, and so I waited until it came out on the dollar movie,
Hmm.
and then me and my son, we went and watched it. I was like, that is the best movie that I've ever seen in my life. And so I've been watching the Matrix and believing in it and trying to recruit people into the Matrix, my Matrix religion. And then I found out that they're starting to show the Matrix this summer. They're in Dallas and Houston at the Sphere, those spheres that they have. And so I plan to go watch it, and then we're gonna have to do a video about it, because
Hmm.
the Matrix is it's not just a movie; it's a documentary. It's a documentary of what we're living today.
Yes.
And so Saturday the 14th, just one of those things that we just happen to do, and I happen to be married to just someone who's just accepts me for who I am, right? And you're like,
Mhm.
you need someone crazy, I could be crazy for you too, and so we just we have a good time doing these things. So I got this shirt right here, but they had some good hats there at the Day
Yeah, they
Tripper.
had some cool hats.
I want to get that one that says "Dang."
Mhm.
Yeah, because we just watched Joe Dirt, well, parts of Joe Dirt, like a couple weeks ago when we
Mhm.
were in Austin too, or whatever, Pflugerville, and I was like, that hat kind of spoke to me, so I might have to get that one. What are some other things? So we went to Round Rock. Oh, so our daughter and her boyfriend, they invited us for lunch on Saturday.
Saturday.
On
Mhm.
Saturday, and they're like, "What do you guys want to eat?" And I was like, we're open to anything, but I was like, "Why don't we try something that we've never tried before?" Um, so that's kind of my thing, to where it's like, if I'm going to, to another city, I'm not going to get something that I could get here in town, like Apple. Now, I'm not going to get one of the fast food places that we have here, or if it's a larger chain restaurant, I won't eat the same thing over there.
Mhm.
So we try to get different stuff, different restaurants that we don't have here, different fast foods, whatever the case may be, so that way we can have a variety of things.
Mhm.
And so we came across this place that was actually, I felt, underdressed. It was called Goat. It was a the Goat or Goat.
I don't remember.
It was Goat, and so when you're walking, on the outside going into it, it looks like kind of like a upscale, like hoity-toity kind of place,
Bougie.
bougie. Like I felt like I needed to go get some skinny jeans and a flannel jacket and some thick frame glasses.
Hipster.
I needed to become a hipster right away. Uh, you know, and
Yeah, it looked
needed
really
to put on my
nice.
organic lotion to
It
go in there and
looked
wearing
really
my.
nice going in.
I mean, you had the right shoes on. You had your Hey Dudes on, right?
Yeah, I had my Hey Dudes.
She has the knockoff Hey Dudes, and we call them Cubalis.
Cubalis from Walmart.
Man, that's right. Credit Red Alpha for the Cubalis name. Walmart, call me up if you want to pay me commission on that. So she had on her Cubalis, but I just had on my whatever brand these are. What are they?
They're
Oh, Puma
Pumas.
brands that I got off of Amazon, and t-shirts
Yeah, we're
and
wearing shorts
shorts.
and t-shirt and our Saturday the 14th
Oh, Saturday the 14th. Yeah, that's
shirt.
yeah. And so we walk up in there, and the food was like normal food. I mean,
Hmm.
like they had a good variety. It was wings, pizza,
Pizza,
burgers,
burgers,
sandwiches, and
sandwiches,
just your normal. What do you call that? Somebody
um,
said something like bar food,
bar
or
foods,
is that what they call it?
I
I
guess.
just call that normal food. It's like
American food.
normal American foods.
How
And so I had the burger, and
was it? I didn't even ask you.
it was good. It was good. It's I think it's hard to mess up a burger. It's like
Unless they
uh,
put in their own like signature like sauces without letting you know, then
and
it's
it's not good.
hmm
If it's good, then it's they killed it. Um, so it's, I mean, it's just your standard burger, with your normal stuff in it. Lettuce, tomatoes, and I got jalapenos and cheese and um, all of that stuff, and so it was good. You need to go.
well, I don't know. I guess
All right. So we had to pause right in between because we had someone
we had a delivery,
delivery. So
some material.
maybe that's something that we got to do in the future, like Pee Wee Herman. Where he's got the mail that's coming in. Someone delivering stuff, and that way you guys can meet our UPS guy and our mailman and customers and things like that. But so I had the burger. It's just your standard burger, and from Goat, and it was pretty good. It was good. I would definitely go back. Anytime that you have good food with good people, and the atmosphere is good, it's always a place that I'll go back. I'll definitely
Yeah,
go back. What did you get?
yeah. I got the pizza,
Hmm.
pizza with mushroom on it. It was
Hmm.
build your own pizza. It was delicious.
Yeah.
There was plenty of cheese on it, and it was stringy cheese, like a pizza from cartoons. It was very cheesy, very delicious. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. And then so whenever we walk out, it starts to rain,
Uh-huh.
and I felt like I was in the Forrest Gump movie because the rain was like coming like slanted.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming down; it was going like this, and I
So
think
just
that
hitting one side of us for here.
yeah. So I think that's the first time that I've ever noticed rain coming like that. Like it's
uh,
always seems like it's just falling straight
like
down,
straight down.
and I guess I don't really spend enough time in the rain to see where it's coming from. But most of the time, it just seems like it's coming straight down. And but this one was coming at an angle, and so we were running to the car to get in to because we do have enough sense to get up out of the rain, So we we got into the car, and then we went back went back to just kind of chill out. And
Yeah.
well, oh, we watched the what was it, Kingpin,
Oh yeah,
that
the
old movie Kingpin, which was
Kingpin was
made
a
me
good
want to go
one.
start bowling. And
It was a good
because
one.
my son's a bowler, and so I think I talked about that the last video. But
Yeah, because we both last
yeah,
time.
so we
Yeah.
bowled last time, but so this Kingpin made me want to grab a bowling ball. And so my son said, "All right, well, I could get you one of my used ones, and you could just refit it for your hand." And so I told him that I wouldn't mind earning it, but he said, "You don't want to learn on a house ball." He said, "So take one of these, get them customized." He said, "And if you want to earn a new ball,
Mm-hmm.
then we can do that." So we'll see. I would like to start bowling so that I can have that connection with him, that bond. So he's been bowling for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and so it'd be just something cool just to share with him. It'd be um, because just being his dad is not enough, right? I want to like the same thing he likes, and we could be sister cousins. No, no. That's your word. So then after all of that, we last night for Father's Day, my son, uh, the chef, he made us some
Yes.
homemade enchiladas,
Enchiladas rice.
rice and beans,
And
and
this is after he worked a full day.
yeah,
He came home and he took a nap. And then after the nap, he made us dinner.
yeah, that was awesome. That was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. It kind of feels good when you raise up good
I
humans.
know.
I can't take any credit because our kids, man, they're just, uh, I mean, they're on another level, awesome.
Yeah.
And so it's just good to be on that journey. Just
Yeah.
like hey, I can be proud to be their parent. Their dad. Because
Yeah.
like because they're all just good people.
They're
And that's
considerate, they're
hmm
loving, and they're just awesome.
yeah, they're not like in trouble with the law.
No.
They're not addicted to anything,
You don't
and
have to worry at night getting a phone call in the middle of the night from one of them in trouble. It's a blessing. It's a
yeah,
blessing
yeah,
from God. Yeah.
that's good. Just it's good. It's not glamorous, right? I know it's really glamorous to in adventure packed when you got a kid that's screwing up or the parents that are screws up or whatever. But it's just nice to have a normal family, that makes good decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and then we like being around each other. It's
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So, but we watched the movie that is like completely the opposite. We're attracted to movies that we don't even
Where there is
participate
dysfunction in
dysfunction, right? Because like, ooh, look at how much of a screw up that person is. But this
it.
movie, if you guys ever seen it, it's one of my favorite as well. It's called Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, and that movie is just like a I mean, it's a good movie. It's about a dad, and it starts out. It's a dad, just a normal family. He's an insurance adjuster. He has two sons and his wife. I mean, they just have the kind of like the dream family that you would think of, and his son gets gets uh, like he gets murdered in a gang initiation deal, and just happened to be the wrong place at the wrong time. And so Kevin Bacon's character, the dad, he loses his mind, and so he goes out and tries to get revenge on the guy that that killed his son,
Mhm.
and then from there it just kind of goes crazy from there,
Mhm.
and it just keeps on going because now you're inviting those other people, and those other people are going to make you pay. So they go and
Mhm.
they kill the wife and shoot the other son, and Kevin just kind of he just loses it, man.
Yeah, and you saw that whenever he was in the hospital and his other son was all hooked up, intubated, and he didn't know if he was gonna make it or not. So he was like there, like somber, and he was crying, like telling his son, if you can hear me, move your fingers. And he didn't move his fingers, and then so he gets up and he just like turns around, like
Looks at the
looks
camera
at the camera, like no emotion, like if he just turned.
like he just died inside,
Yeah,
basically.
and he just wanted to get
Yeah, and then
revenge.
he goes, man, and he shaves his head out. He's all
Hmm.
like
Like
man,
Shane
Shane, he didn't
from The
even do,
Walking
yeah,
Dead.
he didn't even do a good job. He's like, all of this is, but it's got like
He had
pieces
a
coming out.
yeah.
It's so that's when you know it's crazy. So if you ever see me shaving my head and then all the back is still out, then you know that I'm really
There's
mad about
something
something.
wrong.
Yeah, I've lost my mind. And so that I think that was my son's first time watching it, and so everybody was just like their jaw was just open, like,
Hmm.
oh, OMG.
Yeah, it was.
And it's brutal. It's brutal, but it's really good. It's about what you're capable of doing. I think if you lose or something happens to those that you love the most,
Hmm.
and so I think I'd probably do some stuff like that too. But it was just definitely a good way to kind of in the night, and then
In
we
the weekend,
the weekend, and then we woke up early today
early today,
and
and
ready to go
hit the road back to Abilene.
get back to work, record this video so that way you guys can hear us talk about our fun weekend that we had.
Hmm.
But I think we're ready to close it out. We covered everything. We hope you guys, had a good time just kind of sharing our weekend. We're all about family. We like to watch movies, eat food. The Red Alpha Mugshot is just something that you guys can kind of connect with because we all like coffee. Every Monday, I'm posting a new coffee mug. Maybe not a brand new one that I bought, but it's a different one. And then
Hmm.
I'll usually caption it with something inspirational or funny, or something that just happened that I need to share with you. And then twice a month we go and visit our children in Lubbock and in Austin, and then we come back and we record a special edition like this one,
Hmm.
a Red Alpha Mugshot Monday, and the adventures of the Alpha Reds, Red Alpha food finds, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to talk about and share with you guys. And so in the comment section, if you guys have like if you're in Lubbock or you're in the Austin area, Pflugerville or Round Rock, and you want to make a suggestion of places that we should try out, whether it's a restaurant or a farmer's market or maybe a
Hmm.
gift shop that we haven't gone to,
Or an
uh,
activity
an
that.
activity,
Yeah.
yeah, anything like that we haven't mentioned, and it's something that share it in the comment section, and let us know about it, and then we'll make sure to give you a shout out. We're going to shout out Chet with the Daytripper. They said we could do that,
Hmm.
and we'll give them a shout out because they know how to do it, man. They're Emmy
Yeah.
winners, and
Yeah.
we're not trying to be vloggers or anything like that. We're just sharing some behind the scenes stuff from our business to let you know that we're more than just a banner. We're more than just a vehicle wrap. We're more than just a sign or a
Hmm.
T-shirt, right? We're just two ordinary people, two little shots that keep on shooting,
Pew pew.
right?
We're
But
pea shooters.
pea shooters, yeah. But anyways, we thank you for watching, and that's all for now. Did you want to sign us out?
See ya.
Vaya con
Vaya con
Dios,
Dios, amigos.
and keep on tripping. Stay classy.